In the spring of 1878, the notorious outlaw Cutter Jack had a plan that was as wild as it was foolproof, or so he thought. Cutter Jack was infamous across the West for his daring robberies, especially his ability to vanish without a trace. But this time, he had set his sights on something far more ambitious than a bank or a train. He aimed to rob an entire town, Silver Ridge, in one night. Cutter Jack's plan was simple. Use the cover of darkness and his band of misfits to systematically loot the town, leaving before dawn without spilling a drop of blood. However, Silver Ridge was no ordinary town. It was home to a group of hardened Civil War veterans who had settled there after the war, and their leader, Colonel McCrae, had a reputation that rivaled Cutter Jack's. As the night began, everything seemed to go according to plan. Cutter Jack and his men slipped into Silver Ridge, disarming the guards, raiding the saloons, and clearing out the bank. But when they reached the livery stable, they made an unexpected discovery: a hidden tunnel leading deep into the mountains. This tunnel was unknown to most, but Cutter Jack's curiosity got the better of him. The outlaws ventured into the tunnel, only to find it led to a secret armory that the Civil War veterans had been using to stockpile weapons and gold. Elated by their find, Cutter Jack decided to take it all, not realizing that this armory was rigged with traps designed by Colonel McCrae himself. As soon as they tried to load the gold, a series of traps were triggered. Hidden dynamite charges exploded, collapsing parts of the tunnel and sealing them inside. What followed was a deadly game of cat and mouse as Cutter Jack and his men tried to escape, navigating through collapsing tunnels, swinging spiked pendulums, and a deadly pit of rattlesnakes. The final trap was the most diabolical: a chamber slowly filling with water, with no visible escape. Cutter Jack, now separated from most of his gang, found a hidden lever that opened a passageway just in time. But as he and the few survivors emerged from the tunnel, they were greeted by the entire population of Silver Ridge, armed and ready, led by Colonel McCrae. The colonel had known about the robbery from the start and had set the whole thing up to trap Cutter Jack and his gang. However, the unpredictable nature of the West wasn't done yet. Just as McCrae moved to arrest Cutter Jack, the ground began to rumble. The town of Silver Ridge sat on a fault line, and the dynamite had triggered a massive earthquake. Buildings collapsed, the ground split open, and chaos erupted. In the mayhem, Cutter Jack managed to escape, disappearing into the wilds, never to be seen again. Silver Ridge was left in ruins, but Cutter Jack's legend only grew. They say he took the secret of the tunnel and its hidden treasures with him, and that somewhere out in the Cactus Canyon, a vast fortune still lies buried, waiting to be claimed, if you dare to face the traps that guard it.